I do sort of have a Captain America figure, so I do. Today, we're going to be looking at my all-time favorite Iron Man suit. This, of course, is the suit that Iron Man wore in Civil War, the Mark 46. Ever since I saw Civil War for the first time and I got to see this suit on screen, I just fell in love with it. We all know in the later movies like Infinity War, Endgame, he started using nanotech, and this suit to me is like the perfect blend between when he was more kind of straight up just mechanical, and then before he went fully nano, because his suit's a little slimmer. To me, it always looked a little less bulky. Of course, it's going to be cool when I actually get it out here, because in the future, I am planning on doing a kind of comparison video between all the Iron Man figures I own. That's going to be a pretty fun video, so definitely subscribe for that. But what I want to know is, what is your favorite Iron Man suit? Let me know down in the comments. And now I am so excited to get my favorite Iron Man suit out of this box. As you all know, every good unboxing must start with the box. I've been trying to mess with camera angles and stuff to try to get the best angle on these boxes, and maybe this is a good one. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this. I will say though, once I get a larger space and stuff, I do need to get a larger light box. You can always see the sides. I tried cropping it out and stuff, but it never fully gets rid of those sides. So one day I'll just get a bigger light box. But for now, let's just take a look at the box. And honestly, now box alone, I really want a Captain America box like this. I'm not one to display boxes, but can you imagine how good this would look with Iron Man in this box and Captain America looking at him on another box shaped just like this? That would be so cool. And the Captain America outfit from Civil War is pretty cool too. So man, that would be awesome. But just for this Iron Man, we have a beautiful image right up here of the Mark 46. That looks so good. This is a Sideshow exclusive. I actually got this one off the waitlist, and I am so grateful I did, because, yeah, this would be my favorite Iron Man suit. I knew I was going to need this in the collection eventually, and I'm so lucky I got it. Now looking down here, it says Marvel Studios Captain America Civil War. Iron Man Mark 46, or XLVI. You all can definitely not see this, but it says MMS608D42 1/6 scale collectible figure. And it just notes that it's a movie masterpiece series diecast with little Hot Toys logo, movie masterpiece logos. I said it before, but this is a beautiful box. I even really like the shape. It's more kind of, I guess I kind of want to say squarish, but not really. It's definitely rectangular, but height wise, it's like taller. And then, yeah, it's just like a really unique looking box when you compare it to like their usual kind of rectangular, like thin on the sides. You'll see when we go to the side now. So let's just do that. Hopefully the foam doesn't fall out. And you can kind of see what I mean. I mean, it's pretty tall now, and look how thick this is. This is very thick compared to the usual boxes, which are pretty thin. I am very curious to open this up and see what's giving it all this thickness here. But yeah, just says Captain America Civil War on the side, and we see the rest of that suit. And man, this looks so good. You can actually see in this lighter color, you can see like an Iron Man up here, and then, oh, this feels cool. What does that say? It's kind of hard to see in the light box, honestly. I had to look through the camera. It says choose a side. It looks interesting, pretty cool. Then quickly rolling to the back, a bunch of words. Go ahead and pause and read if you'd like. But look at this. There's a beautiful image of Iron Man here, and then, oh, Captain America down there. Wow. I really like this box. You can actually see their homies in there. Or, of course, the people that chose their side. You can see like War Machine, Black Panther, Black Widow. I think that's Vision. Then, of course, he has his people over on this side. Yeah, this box looks so good. It's kind of hard to tell because of the text who's on Captain America's side. We all know who's on his side, but looking at the silhouettes, honestly, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. But now let's just roll to the foam side. Hard to see, but there's a little press out here. Oh, maybe you can kind of see there. Looks like it says Team Stark. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, my shadow really helps there. It says Team Stark with a little arc reactor in the middle. I love the arc reactor shape on this actual outfit. It's kind of more octagonal or hexagonal, or, you know, anything but a circle. So I do really like seeing that. You can actually feel the cool texture on the foam. And there's like this little black piece here that I don't even know what that is, but looks cool. Then let's quickly flip to the top. Kind of reflective, but yep, Captain America Civil War. Let's find out what's on the bottom real fast. Okay, in red this time, Captain America Civil War. So now the exciting part. I am so excited to get this out here. This box is small, so maybe I can just do this. Okay, I'm actually gonna be careful because I don't want, okay. Whew, I forgot it has that foam cover, so should be okay. Let's go ahead and slide them on out. I always love that on these actual foam covers, they print in like the name of the figure or the suit or something. We just got Mark XLVI, or, you know, Mark 46 printed in right there. That looks great. And now let's pop this off, and oh yes. we can now see that gorgeous Mark 46 in there. I can't even begin to describe how excited I am right now. Look at that beautiful red and that gold, and oh yeah, the arc reactor shape. Yes, I know you might be saying it is a circle, but like the outer shape is so cool. Oh yeah, let me just get them out here real quick. I need to take a look at this. Oh yeah, and especially because it's all die cast, it's just incredible. I love this. Just right out of the box looking at him, wow, this is an incredible looking suit. The Mark 46 has always been my favorite, and now getting it literally in my hands, this looks great. Do you see how beautiful this red is? And then the mix of gold and even some like silver in there. Man, then the suit isn't like crazy bulky, which is nice. You can feel that cold metal for the die cast. Wow. We're gonna look at it in more detail, of course, but I am just impressed. He already looks incredible, but I'm just gonna lay him gently back in here for now. And we have a bunch more in this top layer, but let's get to that bottom layer and actually see what all that bulk is about. Okay, we got some instructions. I'll make sure to read that entire thing. Then we have some batteries in there, and it looks like the display base. So that makes sense, because this one has more of a kind of like diorama style display base, like the airport scene. So that's going to be cool once we get it out there, which actually, you know what? Let's just take this top part off. Okay, that's just a little cover piece, I guess, to make it blend better with the box. Cool. But yeah, we now have access to those batteries. Oh, my arch nemesis. There are so many in there, and this is going to take me so long. But yes, I'll do it for you guys so we can look at it in the figure overview section. Wow, this base. Okay, ignore the pole falling, but this base looks so cool. Just wow. Yeah, it's actually not as big as I was thinking. I thought this was going to be like pretty big, like too hefty in a way, you know, taking up all that room, but it's actually a nice little circle shape. I won't spoil the accessory section for you guys too much, but I just had to look at this. This looks very cool. But of course, now I'm going to go ahead and get all these accessories, everything in the top layer of the box, and just lay it all out. And yes, we'll take a closer look. As you can see, this Iron Man doesn't come with too many accessories. It's more kind of like swap out parts, but he does have some cool stuff for us to take a look at. First up, knocking out the boring accessories, we have my arch nemesis, batteries. Whether it's when the batteries require a big label on the front of my box, I have to carefully peel off, or I have to tear apart my Iron Man and carefully put these in for like 3 hours, these will always be my arch nemesis. It's nice they're included, but yes, Hot Toys start going with USB for Iron Man because this, yeah, it's painful and they never last. If you watched the last 2 reviews on my channel for the Iron Man figures, I have Rescue and Mark 85 Battle Damage, and you know, those batteries were dying during the review. I don't expect these to last long, but yes, we're going to look at them for you guys. Up next, we get a very long flight pole. This pole will definitely let me get that Iron Man some cool flight poses, which you'll see in the posing section, but we get a very unique looking like waist clamp. This is new to me. So this waist clamp, you know, clamps as usual, but instead of like a little piece here just to rest them against, you actually get this hook. So that is quite interesting. Even with Rescue, she wasn't as heavy, but she just had like the flat piece to rest against. But yeah, this is cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm guessing it's because you can put him in some flight poles, so you can put that between his legs, probably lay him like this, or yeah, we're going to figure it out. But yeah, it's pretty unique for me. First up, we're going to put this together. So we got to pop this piece off. Then with that gone, we're just going to take this and start pushing it through. And yep, this one's pretty loose, so it fits in there very easily. Then we'll just go ahead and pop that back on. Now let's screw it into the base. Before that though, we have to look at this base. This is beautiful. You see all this texture here for the actual airport, and then there's like this metal grating. This looks so cool. I actually really like this. They even put all this detail like jagged edges and stuff for the actual like airport. Like this was torn straight out of the ground. Kind of reminds me of that Joker one, but a little more jagged. I do really like how this one looks actually. Man, look at that, all the little jagged pieces. Yeah, this one looks pretty cool, and I love this right here, Captain America's Civil War. I do like that it shows the movie name. However, I wish it was like swap out or something, because I kind of would have loved if it actually just said like Iron Man Mark 46, because not everyone's going to want to show that's from this movie. But I can't complain too much, because honestly, I kind of like it. It looks very good. They like kind of, well, sort of blend into the background, and it looks good. I do really like that. But of course, let me know in the comments if you would have preferred if they just put Iron Man Mark 46, or if you actually prefer this. But now let's just grab our flight pole. It goes right back here. Get it in there, and then we screw it on. And okay, there we go. Trying to talk as much as I can while it screws in. These Iron Man ones I noticed screw in quite a bit because, you know, it's got to support a die-cast figure. But now that we got that very long pull in, yes, no, I was not lying, it's very, very long, then yeah, now we can put together the rest of the base. So the base comes with these two kind of like damaged airplane pieces. These look cool. Let's look at this one first. You can see that they work to like kind of blend this into the base. We'll see how it looks on the base here in a sec, but yeah, there's like rebar sticking out. And then there's like that plain piece. It's all kind of like burnt up and kind of metallic or like shiny metallic. You can kind of see it glistening a little bit in the light. This looks really good. And there's like a random rock. I actually really love how this looks. Yeah, this is kind of nice. I know this figure is not the newest. It's a little older by now, but even so, the texture and everything looks very, very good. I really like this. And the same for this other piece. This one has a lot more plain pieces. You can see all that on there, lots of jagged edges, and man, this just looks so cool. My one worry though is that putting these on the base is gonna take away some of the real estate, but let's just put them on and see. So the instructions didn't say how to put these on the base, but I think we can use our common sense. You know, back when we did shapes, trying to get shapes and holes, so we can see these holes, yeah, kind of lines up with those two. So let me set this down. So move the camera back a little so we don't have to disturb all the accessories there. But yeah, actually one thing that the instructions would have been nice to show, because I had to figure this out myself. You see these pegs here? These actually peg into this first, which you definitely want to do first. I learned that off camera, or at least I'm not going to show that embarrassing footage of me trying to figure out how this pegged in there with this on already. But yeah, but don't worry about that. Ignore that. But once these are pegged together nice and secure, make sure you can't see too much of the peg sticking out, if you can at all. Then this just lines up. Get it on the base. You can work it on down. You can feel it's in there. Just gotta work it in. And yeah, it's all in now. I mean, honestly, you probably could have done it the way I did the first time. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I swear. I was just trying to get this in, and it seemed like, oh, I don't want to mess up the pegs, so I tried doing it the other way now, and I guess you could have worked it in. I don't know. It looks good, though. Look at this. That is a pretty cool looking base. You can see all the damaged pieces, all the kind of like concrete rubble just everywhere. This looks good, but yes, that leaves you with a very tiny area for the figure to stand, and even this rock's not removable, so that's going to be probably in the way. This looks good, but already I'm seeing a little potential there for this getting in the way, although he can fly. It comes with a flight pole, so I don't know how I'm going to display him permanently yet. We'll find out when we do some poses with him, but yeah, he might have to go in a flight pose for me. We'll just have to see. But let's get this out of the way and look at the rest of the accessories. Yeah, I was bumping my nice little display here a little bit. All the accessories are kind of out of place now, but that's fine. These aren't really accessories anyway. Let's first just look at these flight hands. These look incredible. I'm really glad that they actually put the flame effect kind of on there already, so then you don't have to worry about like pegging it in or having it look bad in the display. That's a nice touch. I actually really like that. You get left and right, of course. Then you do get two more flight effects. These ones are for his feet. I don't know why I was going to say toes. These ones are for his feet. So yes, Iron Man can be flying your display. Got the hand ones, got the feet ones, and you're all set. If you want, actually, you can probably have these be blasting effects, sort of. So yeah, that can probably work out nicely for you. Then he does come with two more hands, left and right, that are kind of curved. You can see pegs in like that, and then it's up so you can be like blasting or whatever you want. These look nice, so let's actually look at the details on these. So you can see all the kind of like silver mixed in with that beautiful red color. Then there's even like little touches of gold. Yeah, these look good. I love the little transparent piece. It's gonna light up because, you know, you can kind of see in there it's transparent because there's a little light in his actual wrist peg. Then the details of the silver. Yeah, I know in Spider-Man Homecoming, he had the Mark 47 with a lot more chrome that looked a lot like the Mark 46. That was a cool suit, but for me, I'm a huge fan of the actual red and gold look, so this is always going to be my #1 suit. Then he comes with two articulatable fingers, or hands with articulatable fingers, so you can bend the fingers, you know, kind of whatever you need. This is standard for Iron Man figures by now. It's always cool they include it, but for me, I don't really like using these hands as much because just, yeah, they give you these, say do it yourself, you know. But I prefer to actually use usually the blasting hands, or now even the flight ones. We'll have to see how those look, but it's always a cool inclusion. And of course, on the figure himself, you get two closed fists. Now let's look at these rocket pieces. So these are swap out. We'll swap them out when we get to the figure overview, but these look nice. Let's just look at one real quick. So you can see the rocket that's like coming out, and then you see all the metallic detail, and oh yeah, this looks really good. You see on this one, there's even like a little bit of dirt splattered on there. I love the way the rocket looks. It's so cool looking. Like, man, look at the red with the silver. Yeah, that's a beautiful little rocket right there. And this actually just swaps out as a magnet. You see a magnet right there. Then you get some swap out shoulder pieces. So these, just grabbing one, I believe are just like a bunch of rockets that come out. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah, he can like pop open his armor and have these rockets there. I might just put them on him and always have them there, just add some more like visual coolness to him. But detail wise, these look good. You can see all the metallic pieces in there. We'll take a look and compare them when we actually swap them out, grab the regular piece and this piece and just do a little comparison. But I can already tell I'll probably end up displaying them with these. Then the piece I have been waiting for, this battle damaged chest piece. As of now, actually, you guys haven't seen on my channel yet, but I do sort of have a Captain America figure. So I do, if I wasn't dropping this, have a Captain America shield to put in here to test out. We will have to do that. I haven't unboxed that figure yet, but I might slip it out of there. Yeah, I'll probably slip it out of there just to test it out. So don't tell anybody who's watching that review that I took the Captain America shield out just to look at it. Okay, we're in agreement. Okay, we're not going to tell them. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't tell them. But yeah, this is my favorite little piece. I'll probably put on him. I don't know if I'm going to leave it permanently. Just kind of depends. But yeah, that battle damage just looks so cool. The big, like, you'll remember the moment in the end of the movie when Captain was just bashing the shield in there and just broke his arc reactor, then tore his helmet off, of course. You know, he didn't want Tony to die. This just looks great. But you can see there's one thing they actually didn't include. We do not get a Tony Stark head sculpt with this figure. That is incredibly unfortunate, and I really wish we got one. I do have the Mark 42 on pre-order that has a pretty cool looking head sculpt that maybe I'll put on this one, kind of do some swaps. But that figure is not even out yet, so yeah, for now I'll probably put the in-game battle damage one on him, just test it out, you know, do that in the figure overview section, do some head sculpt swaps. Or actually, yeah, keep an eye out. I think I'm going to do a full Iron Man comparison type video, do a bunch of head sculpt swaps and stuff. So actually, maybe I'll leave it for there. That sounds like a good idea, you know? Got to give this suit his dedicated video, and then we'll take the other suits and just compare them all, do some swaps, do some fun stuff. But for now, let's get the figure out here and take a closer look. If you're a Hot Toys collector out there as well, you understand the feeling I'm feeling right now. It is incredible to get like a piece that you absolutely love, like your favorite representation of a character and everything in your hands, and you get to look at every single detail. That is exactly how I feel right now looking at the Mark 46. I didn't put the batteries in yet, but first we have to look at the suit, try to swap out pieces, and then we'll put some batteries in them. Let's start with that beautiful Iron Man mask. Look at the little line detail, that shiny gold. Man, this looks so good. The kind of satin red finish across the whole Iron Man suits hit the camera, my bad. It looks so good. And I love every little chrome detail. Look at that in his neck there. You see a little bit of chrome up there by his ear, then a little chrome along the neck. Man, then the shoulder pads got like little dirt speckles. You see all this kind of chipping around there. Yeah, the chipping detail is real nice. You see like some dirt and chipping in the shoulder. More dirt down here by the bicep. Yeah, this looks incredible. I love the little chrome pieces. Yeah, just look at this. See these little, like, maybe they're vents? I don't know what they are exactly. Let me know in the comments if you do know. But man, this is incredible. I love that I'm currently holding my favorite Iron Man suit in my hands. I've been waiting for this figure to get in for a while, and oh, he is so worth it. Look at like even the speckles along the back. These like, oh yeah, all that silver lines, like all that line work, all the kind of, oh, that feels good. All the little dots in there. Yes, you can probably tell I love the way this figure looks. Even if the figure turned out to suck, since it's a Mark 46, I probably would have been happy anyway, because it's a Mark 46. Every little detail on him, even on the back, got some battle damage. And honestly, he's got more back battle damage than the battle damage Mark 85, so that's interesting. But going down to the legs, there's more chipping. You see all that detail in there with the knee and then the legs. Yeah, this is incredible. We'll look at all his different flaps once I get the batteries in, but we just had to take a little tour of Iron Man, and I had to just, yeah, you can probably tell I just had to just get that out there, just tell you how much I love this figure. But of course, now let's swap out some pieces, starting with the wrist rockets. These are magnetic, as we noted, and there's actually a little indicator. It's probably very hard to see, but you see that R in there? Yeah, so this is his right one, so his right. So real quick, they actually did show you how to put the diorama together. That is my bad. I guess these pages were stuck together for some reason. Don't question it. I Yeah, okay. For some reason those pages were stuck together or something, so yeah, I missed the diorama. But yes, it's in there. I was incorrect about that. But anyway, to swap it out, what I recommend is probably take the hand off, then you can actually get your fingernail in there. And that piece comes right off nice and easy. Grab your swap out piece, and this will just rest right in place. With the missile in there, I gotta say, yeah, he's gonna have at least one missile in. This looks so cool. You can see the panel like comes up and like, oh, the missile's out. Sorry, I feel like this whole review, I'm just going to be impressed staring at this figure, but man, this just looks amazing. I love the way the panels come up and the missile comes out. Yeah, that's incredible. You can, of course, see how the other side looks, and yeah, that's fantastic. Now, swapping the shoulder pieces out is pretty simple. You just go ahead and lift them up, and then you go grab your other ones and drop them in. If I dropped them in on the right side, of course, and then you can see the actual, that actual missile pod stuff in there. It looks very, very cool. But let's go ahead and actually do some little comparison here. So we can grab this side, this side. You can see they're both dirty, of course, but the main difference is nothing there, something here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You really can't tell where those missiles are hidden at all. But as you can see, they're definitely there. Might as well, now that we have a piece removed, also compare these. You can kind of see where the missile's hidden, just like right behind the silver pieces in there. But once it opens up, like the panels come out, everything just pops out. As you can see, the missile comes out. Yeah, this is fantastic. Now for my favorite swap out piece, the chest. I am very excited to do this one. So actually, since that piece is off, it might be kind of simple. Looks like you kind of get your finger in here. Okay, heard a pop. I think this is a friction peg. Let me remove that one. It's not really a magnet, unfortunately, but man, I really don't want to damage this. So I'm kind of trying to do it very, very carefully. Okay, I finally got it. That was the most nerve-wracking thing I ever did with a figure. Yes, I took it off camera, but I wanted to be very, very careful. Eventually, to get it, I just got my finger kind of right up here, had his head lift up, and then pulled gently, and it popped. So yeah, that's nice. Now we can actually see all the detail in here. Usually, honestly, you're not really going to see this because you don't really need to, because you're most likely always going to have a chest piece on there, but Hot Toys goes hard. Look at this. You can see all the mechanical details. You can feel them all like right behind the actual chest piece. This looks so cool. And then the arc reactor is just right in there. I love how detailed they are. But now, of course, let's just hide it. Go ahead, get this on there, get the pegs lined up. And that piece went in very easy, so that's very nice. Now you can see the battle damage just right across his chest. Of course, just comparing the two, like feel-wise, this one feels a little more stickier, and then this one feels more matte and kind of like rougher. So there's definitely kind of like that dark brushing across it all. You see like the black kind of, it's pretty scorched, so yeah, you can definitely see the difference there. I don't 100% know which I'm going to go with yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards battle damage just to give him that like extra look. And honestly, let's do it real quick. Let's get out the Captain America shield. Okay, so this shield is actually from a different figure. You can give your guesses down in the comments as to which figure you think this is, because I haven't reviewed them or shown them or anything on my channel yet. But I had to slip it out of his box real quick, so I wanted to test this out. So let's lay him down. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to damage the shield. And just gently lay it in there. You can see that looks pretty good. I mean, I'll carefully lift him up for you guys, of course. Now you can see that shield fits in there very nicely. Hopefully there's no damage on the shield now. I don't think I see any because this shield is clean looking. Absolutely love that. But hey, you guys got a little sneak preview of another review that's going to be coming up my channel probably next week. So yeah, there you go. All right, so I finally finished the process of putting all the batteries in them. Took me quite a while, but it's worth it, I swear. Before that though, because I know the batteries like to die and I don't want them dying before this review is even done, let's just look over his flaps. So first, of course, when you lift the arms, you have these little shoulder pads that can actually just lift up, which is pretty cool. There's actually some lights in them, which is also cool, but man, this was actually the hardest one to get in. But yeah, I'll show you guys when I take it apart to light them up. Then he does have some flaps along the back that are pretty cool right up here. Those come out, one on each side, and then I believe these ones come up as well. It's a little, okay, there we go. Go from where I'm just going, right on the inside. You can get your nail in there, and you've got some flaps. So those flaps are kind of cool. Not too big, not too in the way, but especially posing him, kind of maybe flying or something like that, make him look like he's air braking, just something cool you can do. Then putting those back down, he does actually have some little skirt flaps, so these can just come up. Want to do it carefully. I know these can come up. Okay, maybe first do this flap. Yep, there you go, and then this one comes up. Okay, yeah, so do that front flap first. I don't know if it matters. Maybe mine was just stuck, but yeah, got some cool little skirt flaps to get them out of the way when you do the actual legs. And on the legs, let me actually show you. You can grab him and pull the leg down, and yes, it comes down, does a 3 little clicks, so you can actually do that and then move the leg out without worrying about damaging it too much. Then you can just pop it back in carefully, and as usual, you can always grab him and actually pull out the torso like so. I believe it's only this 1 click, so you can like just have them moving around a bit better. I couldn't figure out if there's another click. It doesn't look like it, so yeah, we're just gonna go with 1 click for now. But there is a cool little flap here, so you can always bend them down, up, and have that flap just in place. Then whenever you're done, just pop them back down. Now down by his feet, we have the usual flaps. Push that up, push this back. You have this piece that comes out. You have a little toe articulation in the front. You have this little piece that kind of moves around with the actual foot. Very, very cool. The Iron Man figures always have really awesome like articulation, flaps, everything. Like, man, these figures are pricier. Of course, they're die cast, but they're always worth the money to me. Unless, of course, it's a suit you really don't like or just a repaint. Then those ones, yeah, you got to be really into. But the core suits, especially your favorites, like this is my favorite. This one is 100% worth the money. I know I'm kind of spoiling my final thoughts, but I've been spoiling this entire review the whole time. I just love this figure. Now, though, it is time to light him up. So up first, you want to take his little head off and the eyes light up. Pop that back on with a magnet. Then these shoulder ones are a little tricky to get to. You might want to use, so what I used is actually the little clear tweezers it came with. You might want to use that. Like there's a little tiny gap here. You can get your nail under and lift. Just be careful, you don't want to tear his shoulder piece off. Yeah, even if you lift like the side a little, then it gives you some more gaps. You can see it kind of coming up. Yeah, just be careful, do it slow, and eventually you'll get it up. All right, I finally got it up. There is a little magnet in there that's kind of held in there with a little friction peg. So just do it careful, get in there, like gently pry, and eventually it'll pop off. This, to me, feels like a die-cast piece. It's pretty hefty, so that is pretty awesome. But basically, once you get that off, you go for this switch here, and you just want to flick it, and you get the greatest light-up effect. That tiny little light right there. It'll look better with the lights off, but it's kind of pathetic for the amount of work you have to do. Yeah, they definitely need to go full USB for every single Iron Man from now on. Then, of course, just do the same thing for the other side. Next, there's actually a switch under this panel on the back. This one, honestly, once you take it off once, it's pretty easy to do. You just want to flick that switch, put it back on, and you can see it lights up here, there. Then, of course, yes, the arc reactor. That is so cool to see, especially with that battle damage across them. It's going to be hard for me to take that battle damage off, but in the posing section, I suppose I'll do it maybe for some flight poses, something like that. But you also get some lights there, and there. Next up, we want to light his hands up, so you actually take this panel off. The best way I found to actually do this one was get your little tweezers, bump the camera apparently, and then get this in there and then just pop up. Once you do that, it comes off pretty easily, and then you can just flick the switch. These hands don't do it justice because they're closed. You can kind of see a little bit of a red glow there maybe. But once we swap his hands out, yeah, this is gonna look pretty cool. And of course, same for the other side. Now for the final light ups. The thighs. These pieces, you just kind of pull down on them a little. Just be careful though, there's kind of like little slots on this side and then they pop from this side. So what I kind of found is if you put a little pressure on this side too, it kind of pops up a little easier. They're kind of like a sliding mechanism. You see how it came up pretty easily actually. Then you just turn these on. These ones of course light up the sides and yeah, looks pretty cool. And just do the same for the other side. Now we can decrease the lights and check him out. Yeah, he looks pretty darn cool there. Look at the lights on the front. Oh man. And then the legs, and then let's go to the back. Yeah, he's looking pretty awesome with the lights. Too bad they're not gonna last. Let's go ahead and do a hand swap real quick, just so we can show, okay, yep, he's got his own flashlight. but I just want to show you guys that light up effect. It's gonna look pretty cool. Yeah, that looks awesome. You see his repulsor in there. Just, oh yeah, this figure lit up looks awesome. I wish we had USB because it's not gonna last, like I said, but man, it just looks so cool. I am curious though, because they did give us the flight effect hands, so I'm actually really curious if these light up. Let's see. Okay, now that's pretty sick. Look at this. It's not the greatest effect in the world, but the fact that the lights actually go through and you can be like, you know, just flying, that's sick. I am absolutely loving this right now. That is so cool. Man, you guys know what time it is. It is time to pose this dude. For this first pose, I really wanted to put him in a flight pose. I honestly thought like, yeah, I'm just gonna put him in a flight pose, get out the way. Probably won't look too great, but man, I am actually pretty impressed. Maybe it's just because I love the Mk46 so much, but yeah, this flight pose looks cool. I didn't show you guys close up, but you can kind of just peg those little flight pieces in his boots, and yeah, it looks like he's flying. Let me know what you think of this pose in the comments, because it's actually kind of growing on me. I really like this. If I have the room, maybe I'll try this out in the display. Well, of course, you know, when I do my little weekly update short, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna have to pose them up some more and see which one I end up going with. For this pose, I went a little simple. I just kind of have them standing there. You know, I always like to kind of test out how they stand on their own without their base supporting anything like that. I threw the wrist rocket on his forearm, and man, this figure just has so much presence. It's probably because it's my favorite suit. I know I'm biased, but man, just try to tell me that looks bad, and I'll tell you exactly why you're wrong. But this pose alone is just so cool. Man, yeah, this figure looks good. I always like the kind of more dynamic poses, but honestly, especially because I'm running out of room in some like shells, I've been trying to do some more kind of simple museum style poses. This one right here is awesome, so maybe I'll go with this. Man, this is such a tough segment for me, especially for a figure I love like this, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I know which like pose I want to do, so I'll do that one last. But for this one, oh, there's so many options. And even the first one, which I was like, nah, not even gonna ever do that one. Now I'm thinking about, and this one just looks just as good. Even in like a landing pose with like the flaps up, just got his fists there. Man, this is 100% my favorite Iron Man figure. He looks so good no matter what I do to him. I could probably try to put him in some wacky pose and he'll still pull it off. This landing pose is so cool. I know with that rescue figure, it was a little tough, but him, you can see every angle. I forget, did I have a rotating? Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he looks so good from every angle, everything. Just, man, look at that. I'm just staring at him right now, spinning around, and yeah, he's looking great. I am thinking I do have maybe 2 more poses I want to do. Yeah, I think there's 2 more. So let's just move on to the next one. For the final pose, I went a little simple. I just had him standing on the base, but the reason for that is actually yeah, you cannot really swap out the head on this one. I was trying to see if I could take the neck out. I kind of wanted to do a little head swap, test out the battle damage Mk45 head sculpt on him. But maybe I was just being a little too cautious, because I definitely do not want to damage this figure. It's my favorite Iron Man and probably always will be. But that neck, I couldn't really pull out. Let me know in the comments if you actually can take it out and you can actually do some Tony Stark head sculpt swaps. But for me, I could not do it. Then the other thing with this pose, yeah, that base, especially if you want to use the like crotch grabber to actually hold him up, it's pretty tough. Even if you want him up in the air a little bit, you can. Just don't expect to use the blast effects unless you have a really tall case. I don't. So I tried putting him up in the air, but then you can't really use the blast effects under the feet to make it look like he's blasting, which is fine. I probably will put him in a blasting pose without him actually. But then it might look a little weird because his hands got the blasting pose, the feet won't, but we'll see. Just because the case I'm putting him in isn't the tallest, so I can't really do that. And you can see I kind of had to awkwardly maneuver that pull around to make him stand on the base. So the base itself, I wish it was a little better. So yeah, we're just getting to my final thoughts now. I wish the base had the flight pull in a better location, so you don't have to bend it around like this to actually get it to hold up the figure unless he's in the air. Then I wish the base had better room to stand, because even that tiny rock on right next to his right, like his right side, his right foot, it kind of blocks it. So there are some difficulties with posing them, but it still ends up looking really good. This is still my favorite Iron Man suit, the Mk46. It just looks incredible, and I love all the battle damage on him. This pose, we could say he's just post-fight, all battle damage, looking very, very awesome. I don't know if it's just me, but when I have an Iron Man, I kind of prefer putting all the battle damage effects on him. And that's honestly one reason I'm really looking forward to the Mk42, because you can have that dude battle damage up. I'm really hoping it's not just me who really likes having battle damage looking figures. I honestly kind of prefer it. Like, some characters look good clean, but man, when they get battle damage with extra detail and stuff, I feel like it just brings the figure to life so much. Even if it's like subtle chippings, like little subtle things like that. I absolutely love it. This figure is going to look awesome in my collection, and honestly, if you're in Iron Man, I think he is necessary. This suit is just, it looks so good. Just look at him. And to be honest, this section could go on forever, just me telling you how great this suit is. So I'm just gonna end it there. This suit's awesome. If you want him, just track him down. It's definitely worth it in my personal opinion. But for you, the lack of the head sculpt, the base issues, and other things like that might make you want to wait or not go for this specific Iron Man. But for me, I need this one. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Go ahead and hit like on this video. We have tons of fun over here, so definitely hit subscribe as well. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, and until next time, stay 6 scale.